in the heart of the Bronx, two stories are shaking the very core of those who breathe every inning as if it were the last. On one side, a quiet left arm is making history, honoring an idol who never wore the pinstripes but now inspires every pitch like a promise. On the other, the division lead, which once seemed untouchable, teeters on the edge of an abyss. An unexpected name could land in New York to keep alive the fire that makes this fan base believe in October. If you're a true Yankees fan, hit that like button now and subscribe to the channel. Here, no one misses out on what happens behind the scenes in the Bronx. Because every rumor, every win, every detail matters. And today, more than ever, you'll understand why this nation never sleeps when baseball heats up. When was the last time the Bronx witnessed a left arm carrying so much pride, so much history, and so much champions calm like Max Fried does today? It's as if every pitch he throws is a silent prayer to Sandy Koufax, the idol he never saw play live, but who shaped every curve, every arm motion, every dream of a kid from Los Angeles who is now New York's ace. Fried is making history before our eyes. The first pitcher in all of MLB to reach 10 wins this season. An ERA of 1.92 that makes any older Yankees fan remember the great names who once dominated legendary mounds. Names like Whitey Ford, Ron Guidry. It's an invisible connection between past, present, and future. That's what makes this moment so special. But to understand the weight of it, you need to feel what Fried has carried inside him since he was a kid. Picture this boy, sitting in his room, surrounded by black and white photos of Koufax lifting World Series trophies, pausing every scene, every frame of an old tape. While other kids dreamed of home runs, he was there, fascinated by perfect curveballs. At 16, he wrote a school paper just to explain how a 6 feet 3 inches lefty changed the history of baseball, and also changed the way Fried saw the game. When he had the chance to meet Koufax during the 2018 Division Series, he went as a fan, not as a professional. It was his moment to thank someone who never knew him, but shaped who he is. That handshake, that respectful gaze, carry more weight than any individual award. And you can't ignore the path that brought Fried to the Bronx. 8 solid seasons with the Atlanta Braves, 2 trips to the All-Star Game, 3 Gold Gloves, a Silver Slugger. But it was when he put on the pinstripes that everything truly changed. He walked into the Yankees clubhouse knowing that here there is no room for a swollen ego, no solitary glory. Here, every good stat belongs to the team, not the player. And he makes a point of repeating that. When asked about his 10th win, Fried summed it up with a calmness that few can maintain under pressure. I think it's cool, but we're all just trying to win. A big part of this is thanks to my teammates. It's more of a team stat than an individual one. Any true Yankees fan gets it. That line could have come straight from the mouth of Jeter, Rivera, any legend who knew that no one builds a dynasty alone. And that's what Aaron Boone wants to protect. The manager doesn't rule out Fried starting the All-Star Game for the American League, but he doesn't hand it over on a silver platter either. That's down the line, we'll see, Boone said. The Bronx knows that every measured word hides a certain care. Now to create a wave of expectations that weighs on the shoulders of a guy who already carries a lot, not just because of the jersey, but because of the silent legacy he chose to honor. Meanwhile, the fans watch every game like it's a living page of history. Fried is now the face of rotation that, for a long time, struggled to find consistency. He brings confidence. Every time he steps on the mound, it's as if the weight of the jersey turns into fuel. Think about this. If it weren't for that left arm, the rotation's collective ERA would go up. The pressure on the younger arms would explode. With every win, Fried isn't just writing his own story. He's keeping alive the flame of a fan base that refuses to settle for anything less than October. And it's not just about strikeouts and ERA. It's about how every small win strengthens the clubhouse, brings players closer together, ignites the stands. It's about a guy who, even though he grew up under the Los Angeles sun, understands what it means to carry the cold and fire of New York in his chest. Picture young Max, gripping the curveball for first time, comparing angles in the mirror. Now cut to today, that same kid, now 31, shuts down innings, dominating hitters who once dreamed of making history against the Yankees. What a beautiful irony of baseball, right? The boy who studied Koufax on the West Coast became the nightmare of rivals on the East Coast. And for us fans, it's almost impossible not to believe. If Fried keeps up this form, who can stop the Bronx in October? Sure, the season is long, the body feels it, but if there's one thing Fried shows in every interview, it's humility. He doesn't fall into traps. He doesn't think he's bigger than the uniform he wears. And maybe that's what moves people most. So tell me, fan, has Fried already won your heart as the left arm that will carry this team as far as history demands? Or do you think the Bronx still needs more to be feared like in the days of Ford, Guidry, and Clemens? I want to know your thoughts in the comments. Be part of this conversation. Because here, everyone is part of this nation. While Max Fried keeps quietly stacking up wins with a curveball that feels blessed by Koufax himself, the rest of the Bronx is watching a movie no one wants to see. The division lead, which once felt as solid as the concrete of Yankee Stadium, now wobbles, fragile, threatened with every wasted at-bat, every inning without fire in the bats. It's 80 games, halfway to October, and the math doesn't lie. The Tampa Bay Rays, who just days ago seemed like a distant annoyance, are now breathing down their necks. Half a game. Half. For those who don't know the Bronx pressure, it might seem trivial. For those who wear these pinstripes, half a game is the abyss between dreaming big and having to fight for everything, scrapping for a wild card under suffocating pressure. And it's not that Fried isn't doing his part. On the contrary, he's out there every week, pitching with a 1.92 ERA, sending hitters back to the bench looking like they just saw a ghost. But there's no ace alive who can carry an entire offense on his back. A tight game, one bad inning, one night, when the bullpen cracks. All of that becomes so much bigger when the bats don't show up to fix it. That's why today the name DJ LeMahieu, who used to be synonymous with consistency, has become a cause for concern. His return from injury hasn't brought back that solid contact we got used to seeing. A .240 batting average, .313 OBP, .327 slugging. Numbers that don't hold up for a rotation that's doing its job night after night. And the message from the bench came through loud and clear. Being left out against the Orioles, a direct rival, wasn't an accident. It was the Bronx reminding him, the hard way, that here you either produce or make room for someone who will. And when that gap opens up, the rumor gains strength. But it's not some social media rumor. It's an analysis with names, sources, and receipts. Nick Sell from Sports Illustrated put out what many fans were already whispering. The Colorado Rockies might be the answer. And the name on everyone's lips is Ryan McMahon. He's not a superstar, but he's solid. A guy who, year after year, puts the ball over the fence 20 times or more. 6 full seasons projected for 20 home runs. That's consistency. It's exactly what a lineup without a spark needs. Of course, the question comes, but what about Coors Field? It's true. The Yankees Stadium is a hitter's paradise. The ball flies. The thin air helps. His WRC plus doesn't exactly scream October hero. But in practice, McMahon is versatile. He can plug different holes in the infield, give the veteran some rest, and still bring that pop that can change a tight game in an instant. He's not Judge, he's not Stanton, but he's that guy who in a 5-game series can decide 2 on his own. The contract is another hurdle. A $70 million extension does exactly fit easily. Would the Rockies have to eat part of the salary? Maybe. But if there's one franchise that never hesitates to put money on the table when the division is on the line, it's the Yankees. Just look at history. When the abyss threatens to swallow the October dream, the front office doesn't think twice. Meanwhile, picture the vibe in the clubhouse. On one side, Fried inspires. He's out there. Every pitch is silent anthem to everything that makes the Yankees a living legend. On the other side, the offense feels it. The lineup steps into the box, carrying the pressure of a half-game lead. It's a lot for guys who know that wearing this uniform means playing not just against the opponent, but also against the ghosts of 27 titles that hover over every failed swing. And the fans feel it too. The Bronx breathes anxiety. 1 3-game sweep, and everything changes, up or down. 1 bad series, and the Rays move ahead. 1 hot week from the bats and Fried can rest easy knowing every inning he throws won't turn into a civil war for the bullpen. That's what's at stake now. It's more than cold numbers. It's more than a trade rumor. It's the kind of detail that decides who finishes October as a hero and who becomes a footnote in a history that doesn't forgive failure. And in the middle of this storm, the question hangs, does McMahon fix this? Maybe not on his own, but who said he has to do it alone? Maybe he's the star of a puzzle that, along with Fried shining on the mound, holds this lead when it matters most. Maybe he's just a bridge piece, giving DJ time to recover or opening space for someone bigger. One thing's for sure, if there's a place where every rumor turns into fuel, it's here. Here, it's not just about home runs or ERA. It's the Bronx. It's the weight of 80 games that now carry the weight of a season's fate. It's half a game's lead that's worth an entire year. It's every fan holding their breath until the final inning. And now I want to hear from you. What would you do? Hold on to LeMahieu for another month, hoping he becomes a DJ we all love again? Or bring in McMahon now? Eat part of that salary, give the lineup some air, and give Fried and Boone the support they deserve? Tell me what you think in the comments. And if you haven't hit that like button yet, do it now. Show you're in this with us. This nation that doesn't just watch rumors, but lives them. Because here, every detail matters. This is the Yankees. And the game, the game is just getting started.